Now, since you said we're trying to head into the season right, confession, but there's so many distractions in today's world. We're all, like I said, we're go go go. We need to focus on slow slow slow. So what would you say is the spiritual version of putting your phone on do not disturb during Advent? Oh, that's tough.
The spiritual version of do not disturb on for Advent.
How do you unplug? How do you?
For the spiritual version, I would have to say it's going to adoration. And adoration is a great opportunity to leave your phone in the car and really spend time with Jesus and with Him in the Eucharist. And does it have to be an hour? No. It can be 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It could be 45. It could be in an hour. But adoration offers us an opportunity to spend time with Jesus. And there's very few opportunities that we take advantage of during a time that is so busy, especially at a busy time like Advent and Christmas. And so adoration allows us to unplug in some ways from the busy world and truly spend time with Jesus. And for anybody that's considering adoration, I would highly encourage you to just leave your phone in the car for as long as you can and sit there and spend time with Jesus.
What happens though if you're at adoration and your phone is in the car, but if you cannot turn your mind off, is it worth it to go?
Yes.
If you can't focus but 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, for me, 5 minutes with time with Jesus is the most valuable time you'll probably have all day. Okay. And you might offer a prayer to Jesus, asking Him to help you silence your mind and to sit there with Him. And a lot of people will say, well, what do I need to do during adoration? Okay, well, the real answer is nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
You could just sit there.
You just sit there.
You just sit there because
nothing. Literally nothing.
You don't need to do anything.
You don't pray. You don't.
You just take it all in.
So for me personally, the most valuable time of adoration that I have is literally when I just sit there with Jesus and try to, just sit there and hang out in some ways. But I do have recommendations for people as far as like things that they could do. Like you could pray a rosary, you could read your Bible, you could do, a Divine Mercy Chaplet. You could do a lot of things. But nothing is actually required in adoration except to be there and to sit there and to sit with Jesus. Because like I said, if you're able to sit with Jesus, just sit with Him 5 minutes a day or 5 minutes during 1 week. It's probably the most valuable time of the whole week that you'll have.
That is so true. That's like the perfect way to,
disconnect.
Go to do not disturb. I mean, it's no different than answering a call. Like it's like adoration comes around, put it in your calendar, put it as a reminder, and as soon as it's time, it's like, oh, sorry, hold on, God's calling me, I'm gonna have to take this real quick, give me 5 minutes, and then just unplug. I mean, it's whether you're training 5 minutes a week, 5 minutes a day, or next year maybe it's 10 minutes a day, or it's just making that small sacrifice to be intentional of spending that time and just focusing on God.
That makes sense.
Adoration. I like it because you kind of have. I mean, your Father says that you're not required to do anything, but I'm not going to pull up my phone and start scrolling through social media in the middle of adoration because
and you definitely shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
But, and too, like 5 minutes is all you need. But then, like for me, that's how I started going to adoration was 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And now, I can sit there almost in silence for 45 minutes or longer.
Oh my goodness,
so,
that is.
Work up to it,
you learn to grow and you just learn to.
I could never.
Yeah,
same. Like 5 minutes, I think is all I could do. I've never been to adoration. I don't think.
Really? Yeah, I would recommend that you go. I know that St. Joseph's
has
adoration time every week. I think on Thursdays.
Thursdays at 7.
And I know that would be a small sacrifice for me personally. I can't sit still very long. 2, I can't stop talking ever. And this would be just a small way to unplug and
I
like it.
I had a priest one time tell me about adoration. I struggled with the same things, not being able to sit still and not being able to really embrace the moment. And then, like, I always thought I had to be doing something.
Yep.
And so what he told me is, he said, you need to pray for every person that walks in. And he said, and that's how you'll begin to learn people's names in the community. And that's how you can be intentional about your prayer. And so, there might be 5 people walk in, and I would only pray for 5 people that day. But then there might be 30, and I'd have to pray for 30 people that day. But it gave me something to do that would help with my fidgetiness, so that I could really be intentional about sitting with God. And now it's developed to where, yes, I still pray for people, but I don't need that specific tactic to spend time with God.
You see what putting your phone on D&D for 5 minutes to do? You pray for people.
Developed a good practice.
That is awesome.
Okay. So speaking of practice, so how do you practice hope when the world feels so hopeless?
Oh my gosh, in today's world especially. Ugh. ¿Cómo le hacemos?
I think that hope,
Esperanza.
a lot of them is doing the things that we've talked about. I think the best way to practice hope in some ways is to, do the Catholic things that we all know that we should be doing.
¿Cómo qué?
Yeah, like going to Mass, going to confession, praying, reading the Bible, eating with families. Like, those are Catholic things that we should be doing. But also, I think one way that we can practice hope is what I like to call prayers of intercession. Prayers of intercession are a specific type of prayer where we are praying for people. A lot of times when we pray, we tend to only pray for ourselves. We can say, God, help me with this, or God, can I do that? Can you help me with this, or I have this problem. And what prayers of intercession do is they direct your prayer outwards so that you're praying for other people. And when we do that, when we really make prayers of intercession a part of our lives, what we do is we can find that, not only are we praying for our family and friends, but we're also praying for people that we might see on TV or on social media that are struggling, or, maybe on the radio or on podcasts or things that we hear in the news. And then our prayers of intercession are really like directed outwards in so much that you are, with the help of God, you're putting hope, you're living out hope in the world. And so I think prayers of intercession are a very powerful way that we can, as you said, embrace or live out hope in the world that is sometimes very tough, because the world we live in is tough, and there is hope. Hope is Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. And so it's like, then again, how do we bring Jesus to others? And a lot of times we think it's only limited to our friends and family, whereas prayers of intercession can allow us to pray for people that we don't know.
Is there a specific way you have to do a prayer of intercession? I mean, I know we ask a lot of saints, Mother Mary, to intercede for us,
right.
But how do we become, I don't know if we would say that we're the intercessor.
That's right. Yeah, so you were praying for that person.
So you just pray for that person.
Yeah.
There's no specific way to intercede for them.
Right, you're just praying for that person.
Is that the same thing as whenever you pray for like those in purgatory?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It is the same. In our church, a lot of our masses are offered for those that are in purgatory or those who are past. This is the same type of thing, except we are, doing it in some ways for people that are living, or that we, that God sends us, that we think, I need to pray for them. And that's an opportunity and invitation for God to say, I am going to pray for this person right now. It only needs to be one sentence. But we want to offer a special prayer for them.
And that's a good message, I think, to share with everyone. I mean, let's say someone's Catholic curious and doesn't know how to pray for someone to intercede for you, or doesn't know the meaning of that, or doesn't know how to spread hope in the season of Advent. I mean, just, pray for someone else. Have you ever prayed for somebody else? Have you, it's just, like you said, it's a small thing to do in a world that does feel hopeless. It's a small way to, like, one sentence, like, you don't know that person, but you know they may be struggling. Just pray for them. And that's a small step in getting into the Advent season and getting into your,
And
like you said, the Catholic ways of
right.
doing small things in hopelessness.
And that's, a lot of the times that's what, like when our bishops or the Pope is talking about praying for others and praying for the world, it's, an opportunity for us, like I said, a lot of times we pray for friends, family, and people that we like, right? But prayers for intercession are also people or potentially for people that maybe we struggle with. Not only are we
That's
praying,
hard.
right?
Oh, guys, that's
Yeah.
hard. That guy
That's
that
a
cut me
hard
off on
one.
I-40 the other day, I can
Oh,
guarantee
praise
you
the
I
Lord.
did not pray for that
But
man.
a lot
But
of times
should.
when we pray for people that we struggle with, we might say, "Oh God, like please soften their heart." Where instead we don't say, like God, please soften my heart towards them, or Jesus, even though I have this struggle with them,
Ooh,
I would
that's
ask you to
heavy.
protect them,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's what the type of prayer that, really Jesus calls us to, and the Vatican or even the USCCB calls us to, is it to live a life of prayer where not only can we pray for our friends and family and the people that we like, but we also can extend our prayers of intercession for people that we struggle with.
The golden rule.
Oh, man,
So
these
it's easier said than done.
is
though.
much
no,
easier said than
definitely,
done.
and
But now that's going to be my small
Yeah.
sacrifice. Because, oh man, that's going to be hard.
But
Oh,
just
gosh.
like with, like things like we talked about today, confession, adoration, prayers of intercession, we need to remember that as Catholics, we're not always going to be great at things like this. That's not how it works. Right, we have to practice. I have this, have y'all ever heard of Saint Therese of Lisieux?
Yes.
Oh,
Our producer behind the camera back there.
Okay,
Thanks
so-
to her, I did.
Saint Therese of Lisieux is famous for her book, The Story of the Soul. And in it, she talks about the little way. And she talks about how we do little acts of charity for people. But I think sometimes the little way also explains our Christian journey, where it's easier to take little steps in our faith than it is to take a big step. Because when we take a big step, it can be very challenging. It can have a lot of, in some ways, not great things that we deal with. Whereas little steps, we can always take a little step back if we need to. And I think the little way of St. Therese of Lisieux perfectly illustrates the journey of the Christian life we're on. It's like, oh yeah, do I need to be perfect at confession tomorrow? No. Do I need to be perfect at adoration tomorrow? No. Do I need to be perfect at prayers of intercession tomorrow? No. But we can take a little step every day or every once in a while to become better, more comfortable, and grow in those things that God provides us. So, we take a little step and we go to confession during Advent, or we take a little step and we decide to make a sacrifice and go to adoration for 5 minutes. Or a little prayer of intercession step is, I don't like that person, but I'm going to say one prayer for them this week. And so those are ways that we can take little steps, just like St. Therese of Lisieux talks about.
Makes it more palatable.
Right. I have this analogy. Well, how do you eat an elephant?
How do you eat a hippopotamus? One bite at a time.
Right. One bite at a time. Right. Right. It's the same with our faith.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that, when you look at an elephant, it's insurmountable. It's big. But one bite at a time does get you somewhere. Right. And most people and Catholics need to realize, okay, we're not at the beginning. In some ways we're in the middle. And so it's a great analogy, one bite at a time, or the little way, of how we live out our Christian journey.
And if it's on your heart to, say a prayer of intercession, hey, that's already a first step. That's already, if it's on your heart to do it. Now the next step is doing it. And the next step is doing it again. The next step is doing it longer. It's one bite at a time.
Yeah, one bite at a time.
I like that. That was deep.
I know.
Okay, let's lighten it up a little. We can lighten it up a little. You've got the season of harvest, pumpkins, and Thanksgiving meals galore. You've got Christmas, red, green, nativities. You've got carolers, presents, Christmas trees. If Advent had a vibe, what would you say that would be?
Yeah. So for a priest, it's work. Right. So
why though?
why does it work? Yeah. So
It's supposed to be a season of
Preparation.
easy peasy
Yeah.
lemon squeezy,
Yeah.
and you're saying it's not easy peasy
Yeah.
lemon squeezy.
We get to enjoy it, priests do not.
right. So
Why?
for priests, Advent really is a lot of work, and just like Lent. Lent for priests is a lot of work, and Easter, especially the Holy Week, is just a lot of work. And there are certain times in a priest's life where the seasons are like more special to people, and there's certain things that are offered in the diocese because it's a specific season, and there's decorations to do, and there's posadas, and there's
all the best
all
things,
the things.
though.
All the
Yeah, plus you
best
got to do those 5
things.
prayers every single day.
Oh,
So really, yeah. So
Forgot
really,
about those.
yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of work then. It's
For a
just-
priest, the season of Advent for me is a very real way of work. And just like I said, there's penance services to go to. There's just tons of things that priests have to do during Advent that they don't regularly do throughout the year. And so for priests, or maybe I shouldn't speak for all priests, but for me, Advent is a beautiful time. And it's a beautiful time in the liturgical calendar where people are preparing and excited for the birth of Christ. And, as a priest, I am excited and do prepare for those things. But if it was like a vibe, or as your question said, well, the vibe for me or for a priest is work.
Work.
Yeah, work.
Work, and more work. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, work.
I didn't ever think about that. I mean, we're so.
It feels peaceful. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel that. I guess Advent doesn't feel as overwhelming as Christmas time. So I feel like it feels more peaceful. But apparently, I mean,
No,
and
yeah.
it makes sense for that you're on the back end. You're doing all the work. It makes sense that it would be a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
because, I mean, as a reminder, Advent starts when?
November 30th, I think.
November 30th.
Somebody check on the calendar. Let us know. I'm pretty sure it's November 30th.
It's
though.
like right after
We'll
Thanksgiving.
put it in the comment below.
Right after Thanksgiving, and
Yeah.
then it goes right up until Christmas Eve. That's the Advent season, and for us, we do little small sacrifices. Maybe we pray more, we sit at peace more, we slow down a bit. Father Ryan is going to like 10 posadas and accepting
Look for him at those.
tamales, pozole, champurrado. You've got matachines, you've got Our Lady of
Yeah.
Guadalupe. Todo
Yeah.
se le va a juntar. So I'm gonna.
In
say a prayer
Advent
of
is like the
intercession
celebration for Our Lady of
Christmas.
Guadalupe and
Yeah.
Immaculate Conception, and then I go to the penance service for the diocese, but I also go to many other penance services. Like the Diocese of Amarillo isn't just the city of Amarillo, so priests not only have to go to Amarillo for the confession service there that's offered, for anybody, but they also have to travel hours away to go to penance services for people that maybe can't get to Amarillo during that day. And there's tons of penance services offered all over the diocese in specific parishes. Just one reason is because our parish is so rural and big. And so, it's a lot crammed into 4 weeks. And so, because of that, it can definitely feel like work.
Have you ever done a Zoom confession?
No, so
Is that allowed?
No, actually not.
It's not?
That's been
Even
on my
during
mind.
COVID, it wasn't allowed.
Because
No.
hello, rural
Seriously?
America. You're telling
I
me.
did not know this.
Yeah,
You're telling me you have to drive maybe 5 hours to confess somebody in person, as opposed to hopping on a Zoom call.
Yeah, so Zoom confessions are not allowed.
Wow.
It's just a rule of the church. They have to be in person, and
I didn't know that. Did you know that?
I either because I thought maybe during COVID, they would have accepted
No.
it, But no.
even in COVID, they were not allowed.
Wow.
Zoom
There's a
confessions.
lot of
Every
people
day.
that didn't go to confession. during
that-
COVID.
Digital is not an option, friends.
Digital is not an
In the
option.
year of our Lord 2025, Jesus Christ, you're telling me we can't Zoom confessions. I'm gonna call the Pope. I'm just kidding, Pope.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
your-
If
it's
you're
your
watching,
rules.
just kidding. JK. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so that's a good vibe. That is a good
Yeah.
vibe. You paint it tired, full of tiredness, and
Very busy.
It's not tired. I mean, because really, okay,
it's just a lot.
yeah. Well, so have you ever heard of Benedictine monks?
No.
Okay, so
let's pretend I haven't.
Okay, so there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a number of different religious orders in Catholicism. Okay, so what we would have is we'd have like a very popular one is called Franciscans. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of
Heard
Franciscans?
of that.
Okay, so then we have like Dominicans is another famous one, but then Benedictines are also a kind of a famous order. They're very, very old. They're started by this guy Saint Benedict.
Like the guys in it are old, or the order is
The order is old.
Like,
yeah, the order is old.
I was
The
just
order is
clearing
old.
that up for our viewers and listeners out there.
Right, but so the order of Saint Benedict follows. They have a rule of life, but one of their main phrases is a Latin phrase, and it's called "ora et labora," and so that's work.
Ora et labora.
Right.
That just rhymes. I
Right,
like
"ora et labora." It's a Latin phrase, and it means work and prayer.
work
Oh.
work in prayer or work and prayer.
Work and prayer.
Work and
Prayer.
prayer.
And so like
Okay.
for me personally in busy times, my work becomes my prayer. And like, yes, sitting in a confessional or driving, to do all these things or the events that we have or Lady Guadalupe or Prasadas or tamales or whatever it is, that's a part of my work, but also it's a part of my prayer because, it's just something that sticks to me where, work and prayer can go hand in hand. They're not separate. Once again, they can work together, or they go together.
I agree.
Okay, thanks.
Not just because it's an official order and it's right, but I just personally, you're giving your point. Personally, I'm in the Matachines, and so it could be that we are doing a whole danza 3 times a day, each time 45 minutes to an hour long, and you're tired, but then you remember like this is for the Virgen de Guadalupe, and you just kind of it's a prayer. It's a devotion. You're giving yourself.
Yeah.
You could tippity tappity 3 hours a day, and it would all be for La Virgen. At the end of the day, it's like I'm tired, but it was all for her, and it's amazing, and it is.
No, that's a great example.
Prayer,
That's a great example
because
of work and prayer.
It's tiring, but it's rewarding.
And it's not for you; it's for others.
And Amanda's Jesus moment today. Like seeing Jesus in the kids.
Yes.
Okay, that's her job. She works at a school. But also that's a part of work and prayer also. She's able to recognize that in her job, and she's able to, experience that. That's a type of work and prayer.
I hadn't really thought about that. Thanks for pointing that out. I like that. So what do you say to someone who feels spiritually numb this time of year? They're neither hot nor cold. They're just kind of
Well, because sometimes the holidays are just, I know that we're talking about Advent, but holidays too. Holidays are sometimes not happy times for people.
Right.
We can think it's all
if you've lost loved ones.
right, a time of grief, or you're alone, or
right.
I know Advent is preparing for the birth of Jesus, and that is so beautiful. But how, let's say someone's not quite in tune with the Advent season, like
how do you help them? What do you say?
No, I would. First of all, I would say that you're correct in that a lot of people struggle during the holidays, either because they've lost loved ones, or they may not have family, or whatever it is. And what I tell them is like that's okay, that's natural, like but there are opportunities in the church like Posadas or Our Lady Guadalupe or things like this, to be able to, in some ways consider attending community events so that maybe that loss or nullity isn't amplified, but, I don't want, I say that in that, knowing that the holidays can be very tough, like you said, for certain people, I don't want to pressure anybody to do those things.
It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah, it's okay to, it's okay to not be okay. And they need to know that that's okay. And so I don't want them to feel any pressure to do those things. I just want them to know that the invitation is open.
And if you have nothing to do, St. Joseph's always welcomes you as well. We have to do a shameless plug for Father Ryan too, because we're in his parish. Panhandle, Texas.
Yes.
St. Joseph's in Amarillo. We open our doors to you to all of our events, to just join, to sit in, to watch, to just be.
Yep.
But if you can't, I mean, you could also, I mean, start small, like you said, a small step, light a candle, one prayer, and maybe that'll take a little bit of the numbness away.
And maybe those of us that are in the better spots, reaching out to people that we haven't heard from in a long time, a friend that I haven't seen at Mass, a friend that we haven't seen in a while. I think that a lot of time goes a long way.
Reaching out to people, I think that's a very valuable thing, but I think that, specifically cards are a great idea because handwritten notes and going out of the way to find somebody's address can be very valuable because, receiving a text or a phone call can be nice, saying, I think about you or I want to see you, but there's something meaningful and very personal about a handwritten card. And so, that might be one idea for your listeners is to, if there's somebody you feel like you need to reach out to this holiday season, well, I would encourage them to write a note or a handwritten card to them. That's my recommendation.
That's a good personal
Are
touch.
you saying you want us to send you Christmas cards?
You're getting Christmas cards.
Father Ryan wants cards.
Right, friends. We'll list his address later.
And if you stick a gift card in there for
No, I don't need any of that. I get enough mail.
Okay, so I like that. Christmas cards in general, you don't handwritten. No, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
But because it's what we consider old school now, right? But it's a gesture. It's the thought. It's sentiment, sentimiento. Hazlo de corazón. So what? You don't agree?
I know I do.
Don't do it de dientes para afuera, como dicen. Como
You
dicen
said
de
it
dientes
so
pa' afuera,
aggressive.
no.
It was like, oh, she's right.
But like, okay, you say card, old school, but what would you say is one modern distraction that keeps us from noticing God?
Ooh,
I don't know. There's like a whole list.
Just one, Father, just one.
Well,
We could go on. We could name a bunch. I think.
quickly, yeah.
I sometimes don't like classifying things as distractions because I think that we need to learn to see God in the world that we're given. And, just like, for example, if you're scrolling on your phone on Facebook and you see a person that is struggling and you say a prayer for them, would I say that the phone is then always a distraction? No, I can't say that. If I said, same way with television, okay, when you have a TV on, if you watch a movie as a family or you watch a movie in yourself and it allows you to contemplate, the life in general, like, is that a distraction? No. Same with computer. I think anything can become a distraction for God if we let it. But I want to be careful in like hardcore saying that things are distractions when in some way we need to learn to live as Christians with these things, and they can be things that help grow our relationship with God if we let them.
Such a Switzerland answer. That is such a Switzerland. That's no fair.
But
that
it's
was like
the
a
true
perfect
answer. I mean,
it is
but
true. It is
yeah,
true.
no. So yeah, like you probably want me to say, telephone, social media, TV, computers. You probably want me to say all these things, but really, I could say like, okay, we are the ones that are allowing ourselves to be distracted by those things. The things aren't the distractions. It's your choice to allow them to become
to have
distracted.
dominion over us.
Yeah,
Which is
correct.
not right.
Like you're saying, you're scrolling on social media, a highlight reel comes on, and you start comparing yourself to them. Like, oh, I wish I had that, or oh, you start getting all these ugly thoughts instead of focusing on the good, or you choose to sit there and find the negative in it instead of praying for a person you see that is struggling, or life has handed them a bad card one day and they may not post about it, but in the back of your mind, like, hey, a month ago they weren't doing so good, but they popped up on my feed because I shared something random. I'm gonna take like 5 seconds and pray for them. Like you said, I like that how you worded it, that we have to learn to live in the world that we're given today. Wait, say that again.
Live in the world that we have today.
Live in the world that we have today, because iPhones aren't going anywhere. Social media's not going
Right.
anywhere.
Definitely
TikTok's not going anywhere. Zoom calls should be going to confessions, but they're not
No,
going
they're
anywhere.
not.
We know they're not. I know. I'm just kidding. They're not. But we have to learn to make the right choice, but like you choose. That's the freedom that God gave you, free will. You know, you choose what to do with it, and it becomes a distraction or not.
I mean, really, we got to learn to be prudent.
Prudent.
Well, that's a better way to look at that.
Yeah, we have to learn how to use these things with prudence. We have to be careful in how we use them. We have to use them in the the ways that we're doing, and we have to be able to in some ways not let them distract us from God, and or not be distracted from God because of these things, and so we really just have to learn how to be prudent.
Being good stewards of our stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Prudent. I've not heard that word in a long time. Prudent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, that was also a heavy.
And that's not the answer they expected, because
I know. I thought he was
technology,
social media,
phone.
TikTok, or
Threw us for a loop. It's good.
Well, yeah, you
That's
could.
good.
I guess you should have interviewed another priest.
No, it's good because you're
Not at all.
we Amanda and I like to think we sometimes throw curveballs with some questions or
Yes.
some little segment here and there that you're not expecting, but you're throwing us some curveballs with your answers.
Oh my goodness! Well,
You're a good podcaster. Don't take my job, please. I like this.
There's TikTok priests, by the way. If y'all have seen TikTok priests, you
No.
know.
Should we make Father Ryan?
No.
Oh, should we make him TikTok famous?
I don't want to be.
Father Ryan
anywhere
coming to a real near you.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready to test your knowledge of Advent in a quick fire
All the
Q&A?
facts. Yes.
I probably won't get any right.
We're keeping score. You're
These-
keeping score.
The next few questions, they're true or false questions.
Okay,
You
okay.
got a 50-50 chance, Father.
Okay, all right, go
I
ahead.
have faith in you.
Okay.
All right. True or false? Advent is only about preparing for Christmas.
False.
Why is it false?
Because it's also like if we consider the Advent candles, it's about love and joy and like, just like, okay, well, if we said, well, is Lent all about sacrifice and giving up one thing? Well, no, there's other things that we do in Lent. We pray and we give charitably. So just like in Advent, is it all about preparedness? No, it's also about, small sacrifices, charity, prayer. So
Good
false.
answer.
Little Lent.
False.
Okay.
You got it right. For
Yes.
the record,
Okay,
you got
yeah,
it right.
good.
Point one. Okay, so next, the color purple means sadness. True or false?
False.
Are
Why?
you sure?
No, I don't know. No, I like the color purple.
Do the colors symbolize something specific?
So like, red symbolizes in some way, usually we wear red for Good Friday and martyrs, days for martyrs. So it symbolizes the blood that was shed for the faith in some ways. White is the color of joy and hope. We wear that for Easter. Green is the color for like ordinary time, and it's thriving and growing in the faith. There's green, growing. Purple. So purple is the traditional color for kings. And so when I think of Advent, I don't think of sadness. I think of the color purple as we're preparing for the king.
Ooh,
You got it right.
You got it right. You got it right for the record.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Okay. True or false? Advent is 4 weeks long.
True.
True?
Yeah.
Exactly, to the T. 4 weeks.
Well, okay. So Christmas is on it. Yeah, well.
So
Christmas.
true usually, because it just kind of depends on
So
when it falls on the calendar.
true. So there's 4 Sundays of Advent always, but the day, so the Catholic calendar, there's 7 days in our week, and so these things happen, but yeah, there's 4 Sundays of Advent. So I would say that there's always 4 weeks of Advent.
Good job, you got it right. You're 3 for 3 so far.
3 points. Okay.
Okay.
So you can totally skip Advent and go straight to Christmas.
No,
True or false?
No, false.
False?
Yeah, you can't skip Advent. Advent is necessary, not only because it's mandated by the magisterium, which is the
head honchos.
The head honchos of the church and the Vatican, but because as Catholics we do need to prepare for the coming of Christ appropriately.
It's like skipping the appetizer and missing the flavor.
I mean,
Right? I mean, if we, you don't want to. It's going to be bland.
that's true.
Okay.
4
You
points.
need it.
4
It's
points.
needed.
You're doing good so far.
You're doing good. Last one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The pink candle
Yeah. Oh.
equals joy.
I don't know. So there's 4 candles.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 purple and 1 pink. I guess we do wear. Well, it's what is it? It's not pink. It's rose.
Rose.
We wear rose vestments on that day. I think it does mean joy, but I'm not sure.
Are you ready for the answer? Is that your final answer?
Yeah, true.
For $1 million, is that your final answer?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it?
It
false?
is. It's true.
It's true.
No, it's true.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
It's true. It's pink candle equals joy
Yeah. Okay.
because
That makes sense because we put the pink candle out on the 3rd week of Advent. It's there's a fancy name for it, but the priests wear rose. But
Gaudete?
Gaudete Sunday, and the readings are all about joy.
Oh.
Gaudete. Is that Latin?
Yeah.
Oh, everything's Latin. I need to learn Latin.
Mm-hmm.
Gaudete.
You're halfway there if you know Spanish.
Oh.
I'm halfway there. Yes.
We're close. Okay. Good
All
deal.
right. Father, what's your favorite Advent candle? Which one? Hope, peace, joy, or love?
I don't know.
Do you have a favorite one?
Pick one. You have to pick one.
You have to pick one. Just one. Just one.
Okay, so
One.
I
One.
pick
Just one.
love.
Love? Okay.
And the greatest of these is love.
Love. Okay, good. So then what is your go-to Advent prayer or verse?
Do you have an Advent prayer or a verse?
No.
Really? That's fair. Okay.
Well, you said earlier there are specific Advent prayers that you are required to pray.
Yes, right. Yeah, but
We'll go with one of those.
I don't have them off the top of my head.
Okay, we'll skip that one then.
Okay.
Hot cocoa or champurrado?
Hot cocoa.
Have you had champurrado?
Yes.
Blasphemy.
That's fair. Okay.
My heart. No le traigan champurrado al Padre Ryan.
No le digan.
Well.
What's the most Advent song? Not Christmassy, not a Christmas song, but like an Advent song.
Oh.
Are there Advent specific songs?
I don't know. Is there Thanksgiving specific songs? No, right? Is there Thanksgiving stuff and separate? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I don't know. We're off the pro here.
Advent.
I think it might.
Holy Night, Silent Night.
Oh, I liked it. Probably
'cause that's
Angels We Have
preparing.
Heard on High,
Okay.
Oh, that's
or
O Come
yeah.
Emmanuel.
nah, I like Angels We've Heard on High, but
Okay,
We'll go
all
with
I don't know
I like it.
if
Okay.
that's the name of the song. I'm not a music person.
But
No champurrado, no music.
no tamales, no.
Ay, no,
I like
padrecito, tiene
Yeah.
mucho, no nombre, padre. Okay, what's one word you would use to describe Advent 2025? This Advent specifically, not Advents you grew up with or seasons or in different journey or seasons in your life, but this one coming up.
For me personally, for
Yes,
like the
or
Both?
wait, what was it? You personally or what?
how would I describe it for me? Like it would be work. I mean, so
That's a good one.
that's a work. I mean,
Amanda?
For the 2025, I would say, oh gosh, maybe hopeful. I don't think I've ever really paid attention much in years past. I'm gonna really notice how much Advent really means, but I think it gives us hope for the next year and the next chapter. I think.
Okay, we'll move on.
What about you?
I don't know. I can't think of one. That's why I was moving on. I'm like, y'all give good answers.
Really?
Let's see.
All right, girl.
A word to describe Advent for me personally. It's like a break time because I work for a school district, so I'm kind of off for a few weeks, and I do a lot of family time, and I make a lot of tamales that we can't share with.
That he's not going to get any.
He's not getting any because he doesn't like them. Rest. And that's really hard for me because I'm go. I'm constantly if you saw my calendar, you would probably.
That's probably the only time that
maybe
you get
this is an opportunity.
Opportunity.
For spiritual rest. Oh,
I think I'm
opportunity.
gonna choose opportunity.
Opportunity. Okay.
I've never heard Advent being referred to as Little Lent. So I think I'm going to try to be more purposeful and do a small sacrifice, internally. Or do a small prayer or do something intentional.
Yeah.
Usually it's like, I'm going to take a little breather, but I think I'm going to be a little more intentional and treating it like opportunity. I'm going to choose opportunity. He said it, but I'm going to use it. I'm using it for mine.
Good.
Okay, so let's see. Do we have a challenge for our listeners after our episode today, Amanda?
Yes, my gosh, yes, we do. So we have a challenge for you guys. So this week, we want you to light one candle, even if it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be a fancy candle, but just take a minute to pause, to breathe, and to really thank God for showing up and being in our lives every single day when you don't see him. And maybe, just maybe, let's make Advent a detox for your soul. Really take the time to look internally and reflect. Less stress, less stillness, and just less doing, just being in the moment. That is our challenge to you guys.
And if you can pray for our priests, because they're about to enter some busy time. So we'll pray for our priests. Any other?
Go to confession.
That's a challenge.
That goes along with all yours.
That's great.
It's like,
I love that.
Yeah, that goes along with all yours. The way like you were reading your challenge list. The main way we can do those things spiritually is by going to confession.
That's a good challenge because I never would have thought. I've never done
that. Do once a year and then
once a year, yeah. But I've never thought about going during the holidays because I'm like, one more thing. But that's a good thing to add. That's a great thing to add.
Yes, it is.
Go December 3rd.
Why December 3rd?
Is it at St. Mary's?
Yeah, it's at St. Mary's. It's at the cathedral. And like I said, there was basically 8 priests all the time from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. that hear confessions.
So it's just like
and you can pick any priest you want. You might pick somebody you know. You might pick somebody you don't know. Mm-hmm. Most of them can all speak Spanish and English. And so I would just recommend you just take some time out of that day, go to confession.
So si no habla inglés, ¿puedo ir a confesarme con usted? ¿Me va a entender?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Lo habla, aunque no lo habla, sí lo habla.
Okay, so, but, for our viewers and listeners that are, I don't know, in Puerto Rico, because we're going international, we're going overseas, we're going to Canada, we're worldwide now. I'm speaking it into existence. Mm-hmm. This is going to go far. If you can't, fly to Amarillo, Texas on December 3rd, Father Ryan is challenging you to go to confession in your parish. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a parish home,
talk to a priest.
There you go. Talk to a priest. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thanks for allowing us to pick your brain a little bit about Advent. It's kind of overlooked sometimes, but we try to not modernize it, but try to make it connect with people today, because we have to learn to live in the world we're given today, as Father Ryan told us. So extra big thank you for allowing us to come in here. And thank you everybody for tuning in. We are excited to just be and to sit and pray and be intentional with this Advent season. So let's hustle more holy, okay? So please listen and share with your family, your circle, your coworkers, your mom, your dad, your neighbors, your dog, everybody. Just share our podcast so we can reach more people. We can talk about all things that will connect the cross to our culture, our professional culture, our emotional, our mental culture. Our today culture is different to everybody. It's universal. So we want to keep doing this. If you have an idea on what you'd like to listen to, if you want Father Ryan to join us again, drop a comment, DM us. He is going to go viral on TikTok soon. He doesn't know it yet, but I think he will.
Coming from
Please listen and share. And so as we head into Advent, remember that it's not a countdown to Christmas. It's an invitation for peace. So prepare your soul and not just your shopping list, okay? Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks for joining.